Our main primary responsibility is not to criticize or cause mayhem to the society, but our page is strictly built on calling people that have job to do to concentrate on their jobs. That is what we're here for. Okay, and that's where we stand for. Now, I want you to take a look at these two governors. First, Monday Okpebholo. Two, LS Oti. These two governors always get their allocation from government yearly, apart from the one the state generates. Now, among these two governors, who can you say exactly is using the money that being given to him to bring development, to touch life of his people? Who can you say is doing the job? But before we comment, before we say anything, I need you to listen to the both of them and tell me, honestly speaking, who can you say is doing what is being elected for? And once you're doing what you're being elected for, there's no need of anybody calling anybody out. Let your comments begin. Please let it be constructive and let it be educative. Let's start. Round one.
In Abia State, one thing we have is population. Population linked to markets. And the population is an entrepreneurial population, an enterprising population, resilient people. People who can create anything at all. It may not be finished in a sophisticated manner, but at least they will create it. Just show them. Take to area market, they will produce it. It may be a garment, yes, but they will fake it until they make it. So, thank you. So when we started about 3 years ago, exactly 3 years ago, we had to hit the reset button and set a 25-year development plan. And we are following that plan. The most important for us was transforming the markets. And there are a lot of them. We've started with the Koha area market is also undergoing transformation, and there are a lot of other markets. And our people can stay in the market for 24 hours if they have power. Therefore, we face power. Luckily, Geometric have been there struggling for 20 years. Today, Aba, as an island that includes 8 more local governments, literally off the national grid, and Aba has been ring-fenced as an island, and they have 24-hour power as we speak. We moved from there to Umuahia, and we sat down with Enugu Disco, and today we have signed the agreement to move the remaining part of Abia State, also out of EEDC. We set up the Abia State Environment Electricity Regulatory Agency, and what we want to do is to have control of power in our own hands. We believe that Geometric at maximum capacity of 188 megawatts would have excess capacity, and we can just wheel it to Umuahia and other parts of the state. And by God's grace, in a few years, we should also guarantee 24-hour power supply in Umuahia and other local governments. Now, why does this matter? It matters because a lot of manufacturers, industries, about 60 to 70% of their cost is in power, is in energy. So when you see, I got a call from somebody yesterday that wanted to relocate a steel plant that had been built in another state. In fact, he told me that he spoke to my brother, Governor Jide Sanwo-Olu. I'm sure he knows who I'm talking about. And he's built it, but he has no power. And looking for where he can guarantee 24 hours supply of power. And I said, please come. I've already allocated 5 hectares of land to him close to Geometric. So the plant is going to move. Now, what other areas are important? Roads. In the last 3 years, we have built over 400 kilometers, 400 roads, different roads. We've just put them together. Actually, it's 414, measuring about 864 kilometers. We have another 82. Thank you. We have another 82 measuring about 211 kilometers that are ongoing. We just want to provide the enabling environment for our people to do business. And of course, in the area of transportation, we launched 20 electric buses that started on 23rd of December 2025, and they are running in the whole state now. We have another 20 electric buses coming from China. In fact, they have just been loaded a few days ago, and they'll be here by next month. What are we trying to do? We're trying to make it easy for people to move throughout the nooks and crannies of the state on good roads. Last 3 years, we have allocated 15% of our budget to healthcare. Now, we have about 277 primary healthcare centers that we have refurbished, and about 135 of them have been functionalized. We keep functionalizing them as we get all the materials and then the human beings. We've hired about 800 healthcare professionals. Some of them came from outside Nigeria to work in Abia State. So we have about 7 general hospitals that we are rebuilding. And of course, we have the tertiary hospitals, the Abia State University Teaching Hospital in Aba, the specialist hospital in Amachara, Umuahia, and then the one in Atumonato. Where do we need help? We need help with our vision to build a medical city in Abia State. We have acquired 200 hectares of land for it. We've prepared it. We've built the road. But we need about $1.3 billion to put that in place. If it is true that every year we spend about $2 to $2.5 billion on medical tourism, it could be more than that, then we are not greedy. We're just saying, if it is $2 billion, maybe $200 million should come to Abia State. So if you need to go to, instead of flying to Dubai, flying to India, Turkey, and all that, you just come to
in their schools. Now, what I said is that interactive board. That is the next phase. Now, we are going to provide them with internet. Then,
to have the funds to do all.
Let me tell you, that is why we have our president. A man with bold economic reform. So he's giving us the money to work for our people. I will continue to work for our people. We've started massive recruitment of teachers. About 5,000 teachers. Another phase of 3,000 is coming. That way, if a child is going to school, he knows that he's going to meet teachers in the school. There's no road in Edo by the time we are 4 years that we are not going to touch. When I mean touch, we are going to provide them those roads with proper drainage. Because Edo system, the way they built this state, there was no drainage at all. Apart from what Oshomole did, I'm not even talking about these last 8 years because they have not done anything. Many a times people see me, oh, why are you not smiling? Why should I smile when I'm facing my front is bad road? My left is bad road. My right is bad road. So when I'm thinking of how I'm fixing this one, I'm seeing another one. I'm seeing another one. These are the problems I inherited. So it's difficult for me to even think of myself. But the problems I met on ground. That is why it was also difficult for me to say, I will not be here. Let me travel. I can't travel. Throughout my 1 year, I only went to Scotland. I went to Scotland just once. And I spent 5 days. Because of this terrible situation, the terrible situation that we met here. Instead of me taking the money to travel, I will use the money to work here. I'm not ready to leave Edo the way I met it. Because by the time I'm out of government, I'm going to stay in my village. When I was campaigning, I keep telling them, look, vote for me. I will intervene in primary healthcare, secondary healthcare. And to be honest with you, we have renovated over 80 primary healthcare across the local government, across wards. And we will still continue to do it. We have recruited doctors for remote areas, pay them well so that they can stay there and work there. This, I was shocked. Former deputy governor came to me and said, Monday, thank you very much. I said, why are you thanking me? He said, in my own community, my mother called me that you send doctors to their community and they are there. So that is how it should be. Introducing practical governance to Edo people. Watch, see it, say it. Thank you very much. You know, Edo Land is to me like a passion.
Yes. Oh, we grew up with it.
We met it. Edo Land disappeared. But it will never disappear again. Now we have just bought CNG buses.
Okay.
To add to their fleet. Yes. So this, to me, is
How many CNG buses are we looking at?
50 for them,
Yes.
50 for mass transit within the city. Initially, we delivered them 100, but we bought 150. We have 50 here. I can show you. So we want to see how they are doing with the 100 first before we can release that 50 plus CNG that is coming.